All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Heroes World Quarantine Podcast, or that's what I've been told by John. Thank you so much for coming out and listening and watching to us. Today I have, as always, John and Andre.
Hello.
And our special guest, Rob. So thanks for coming on again, Rob.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Rob's an anchor. This is his third one in, so he's not a special guest anymore. You're just fam, Rob.
Thanks, man.
I'm going with Heather Locklear rules from Melrose Place. She was always a special guest star, never part of the main cast. She gets the distinguished title of special guest star. And that's what we're going to do for the time being. So again, thank you everyone for your support online, on the various channels, on YouTube, on Spotify, on everything. We appreciate everything you guys are putting. Any comments and stuff, we will, of course, and by we, John will get back to you for some sort of comments. We appreciate.
No, Rob's up on the YouTube too,
and Rob is doing it too. But yeah, so thank you so much for that. As always, I hope everyone is being safe in this weird and darkest timeline. In terms of, again, anything that you have for purchasing needs when it comes to comics, board games, D&D, model kits and whatnot, Heroes World, of course, is here for you. So we're still participating in a roadside pickup. So if you need anything, or contact John and Andre through their various social media channels, which I'll have John explain momentarily, but to pick up anything and support your local comic book store. So John, where can people find more of your stuff online at this?
Yeah, so the Facebook, again, is the most active. If you're just tuning in for the first time, that's where we kind of dump everything. It's the easiest to update. We have multiple people working on that, but we can also take your emails at sales.heroesworld, HEROES, world@gmail.com, and just almost any form of media. If you're on Yelp, if you're on Google Business or whatever, if you send us a message, we'll get it. We'll try and help you as best we can. But the best way to get us is the Facebook and the email, and then the phone, hopefully soon.
Awesome. Andre, where can they find you online?
The Facebook is Heroes World Online, all one word as well. So you can do a search for that and hit up that page. Maybe like the page, follow us. Like John said, we put up new stuff. We put up these cool podcasts and other little videos and stuff like that. So you can always reach out to us there, and it'll get to us, and we'll get back to you. So, and we appreciate everybody that has been sticking by us through this tough time and bearing with us as we adjust our business plan to be able to deliver, to be able to ship out, and to be able to offer curbside pickup. So it's all new to us. We've been so focused and fixated on the brick and mortar experience. So now we're learning like everybody else, or stepping up our game at last.
Awesome. Rob, where can they find you on the social medias?
Twitter and Facebook is at Rob Gaudette, Gaudette. That's where I'm posting all my stuff.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to go into our topics this week. Ken Feige messaged me and said, you guys are doing such a great job. I loved your tips and things. We'll keep this on the DL, but I got some friends at DC who also need some help. So, he's a man of the people, and he wants the industry to do stronger, because the more stuff that comes out, the better he looks. So we've been tasked this week to consult the powers that be at DC to come up with some DC properties, whether it be Vertigo or DC Comics or any of the titles, any of their plethora of intellectual property, to come up with some ideas. So no surprise, we're going to come up with a TV show and a movie. And randomly, of course, the draw was set before, and each of us will discuss our show, the actors or actresses that we want, and explain why we believe it's the best. And of course, once anyone or actor is selected, they are removed from the board and you cannot use them. So God help if everyone picks Armie Hammer. Rob is out of luck. That's the only actor he knows. That and Timothy Chalamet as the only two actors that you can think of at the top at this time. So the draw this week was Andre, John, Rob, and myself. So that's awful. So let's start off with...
I think Stu's doing it on purpose. He's a good sport.
Of course. You say that next week, I'm going to be number one and just take everything.
Oh, if he's number one, yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm freaking, if I was anything further from second, I think every
Honest.
topic I'd be like, yeah, I got nothing.
Hang on a second. Even at number 1, you're in trouble. Let's just call like let's be honest here.
So that is the truth. So Andre, we're gonna start off.
That's
So,
Rob Gaudette, Chopbuster on Instagram.
yeah. So let's kind of walk you through what the criteria is. So
Play at home,
Kevin
folks.
has passed us slid us in the DM of HBO Max. So HBO Max has asked us to do a Zoom pitch to them on what TV show should be made. So this is outside of the CW Arrowverse. So you can do whatever you want in HBO Max because it's brand new and they need content galore. So Andre, go through a pitch and tell us who do you want in your HBO Max DC show.
All right, so I'm going way back to 1989 and this amazing graphic novel story that came out, and it was called Hawk World, written by Timothy Truman.
Okay, all right, yeah.
This is going.
I did not expect a Hawkman title from Andre.
Yes, this is a 8 episode cop drama set on Thanagar. We've got K-Tor Hall as a kind of not rookie, but he's only been on the Thangarian force of the Hawkmen for a little while, and he gets a rookie partner in Sharia. And this is they're going to see that dark, seedy side of Thangar. It's going to be violent. The book was all about political machinations. There was drug abuse, and kind of like this whole underbelly, seedy world. So I think that would look fantastic, be really cool, introduce people to characters that if they don't watch the cartoons or the comics, they would have no idea who Hawkman and Hawkgirl or Hawkwoman would end up being. I think it could look great because you can have some really cool suits and stuff in there. I think it's just something that DC hasn't had right now. Kind of think a little bit of that Judge Dredd vibe. I know we were all very big fans of Dredd, but
I was thinking, is it Dredd but with Hawkman?
No, not quite, because there's gonna be a little bit a little bit more political stuff in there. Not that the Dredd comics weren't political, but I don't know if we've got an image we can throw up quickly of that Hawk World series. Anyway, if you can find that graphic novel or the originals, it was originally 3 issues. But man, fantastic. It still holds up. As I said, it came out in 1989, and it's just, badass. Timothy Truman at the time. And it actually led into 2 different Hawkman series and stuff like that. So, but this one was definitely on Thanagar. It was it was all them, no Earth, anything. So yeah, it was very, very cool. So Stu tasked us with picking actors, and I'm usually super bad at this and stuff. So I'm gonna throw out a couple of names. They're probably not absolute best ones. Yeah, there we go. That's the TP. And
Wait, so let me ask you a question though. Is that the outfit they'd be wearing, or are we going bare chest with the old school Hawkman? Because
this is they're a police force.
So so they're in full armor. Okay.
Yeah, of course they're going to modernize it and stuff like that, but it's not going to be the barbarian. But of course it's still going to have the nth metal, the symbol right in the thing, and the wings, right? So the people I have picked,
CG wings or prosthetic wings? It's going to look really funny. They're always spinning around and stuff.
That's a great question. That's a great question. What are we doing for the wing situation?
So I would say CG when they need to be.
It's like.
What it needs to be, I would say. So
I think you would kind of conceal it.
Yeah, you can have them fold in and out and stuff like that. Like, of course, if they're going to modernize it, it's not going to be exactly
just for less kind of awkward. Yeah.
Well, to get through doorways.
Can I? Yeah.
You don't want them to be
David Batista
trying to get through a doorway.
Let Andre go before you do David Batista.
All right. So my two choices are, and like I said, there's as we think of them, we could maybe get better people, but I picked a couple people that I like. One that I like specifically, I've loved all the stuff he's in. The other I like, but I think could bring some just bring everybody's eyes on the show. And that person that I'm going to say also needs work because they just left their job. So first up, Jim Caviezel as Carter Hall. I think he'd be pretty badass. He's going to be that kind of disheveled, and he could be that dispirited guy. But you bulk him up a little bit. He's got the jaw. I think he can play it. It's got a little bit of badassery in him.
He was in Person of Interest, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Person of Interest.
So he's got that. He's got that heavy baggage.
Frequency, Deja Vu.
Let's not forget his starring roles as Jesus in the Passion of the Christ. So let's not forget that he can do no wrong.
Yeah, so I think he's really cool. I really loved him in Frequency. That was another movie. Him and Dennis Quaid. So yeah, I think it's a bit. And like you said, Person of Interest. He's done TV. So I think he's good. There we go. Next for Sharia, and don't laugh, guys. I think this could actually work. Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle.
Interesting.
All right, if she's available, yeah, sure. She's
She needs work. She ain't a royal no more. She got paid passports, So they're looking for stuff to do. She gets to play a badass instead of her character on Suits and stuff like that. But I think she's got the look. She's mixed. Sharia, has an exotic look and stuff like that. So I think that would be pretty cool.
Okay.
She hasn't, that I know of, been in an action part, so maybe it'll be something new to her. But maybe she'll take to it and stuff. So I think
makes sense.
Interesting.
Or she goes the Olivia Munn way in The Predator, and it's like really awkward holding a gun. So
let's
man, did you ever see Ride Along 2?
Max,
Ride Along 2. Oh man, it was brutal.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that's great. And that's the fierce twosome. Is there anyone else that you have, or you're riding on those two as the main? Is there any other supporting characters that you have, or is that just
those are the show is going to hang on those two.
Who is the overarching bad guy? Because typically you need like a Kingpin style guy who's running Thanagarian like evil. So do you have like someone in mind as the overarching villain, or is this all just like random crimes on the street? That's not connected.
No, it's gonna follow the trade. And the villain in that was, again, the person who was making that drug that altered people and mutated them. So you could just get a voice and do CG for that guy, but haven't thought that far on who I would cast for that. So
the bad guy. Okay. All right. That is a good,
solid,
a decent, also very unique take. So that was good. That's a strong start for us. It's nothing but downhill going forward. So, John.
Wait, do we have to explain the rules to John again?
No, John's got it. John's got it.
I've got 3 shows.
One show. First show.
Monopolize
romantic comedy. Second show.
A teen angsty Dawson's Creek style show. If I pick Booster Gold, is Stu like screwed?
Yeah.
If I make a Quantum Leap like Booster Gold show starring Ansel Einhart, is Stu gonna look at his notes?
Nope. I'm ready. I have lots of options.
Luckily I didn't flesh that one out.
Oh my god, that's your joke pick again?
Of course. It's always the joke pick.
Your joke pitch sounds good.
Yeah, his joke pick's better.
My joke pick, wait for it, was a Bizarro show that starts off backwards every episode. So you see the end, and then the rest of the story gets filled in every time. And for some reason, I wanted Brendan Fraser for that. But, that's not going to happen. No matter what I came up with, I couldn't think of anything that would have been, of course, my daughter wakes up first thing in the morning, better than a return of Smallville. So
you're going back. All right.
Reboot.
I was saying going back. And they still look great, bring back Christian Kirk, bring back Tom Welling.
As high schoolers?
No. We do the natural progression. There was a comic series that came out from DC. There was a lot of fun. It was called, took us a while to figure this out, American Alien. and it was kind of like a Smallville-ish type
Mhm.
series where it showed him growing up and adventuring around the world before he became Superman.
Yep.
And he would run across characters like a young Batman and things like that. So they're like, it was really cool. Like here's a Bruce Wayne picture. I think this is supposed to be Bruce Wayne. And then
Yeah.
he would just have like all these kind of adventures. So there was a lot of untapped potential I felt in Smallville, like being a humongous fan of it. Like if I was at my mom's place, you would see the 3 Smallville posters in the background, but you know, I don't have them here at my new house. But
Liar.
yeah, like hey, it's buried in the basement. But yeah, like that show meant so much to me when I was growing up. So seeing it done, really, I felt it really fell apart at the end. They lost so much wasted potential in that series. And that cast, I think everyone would love to see that cast come back. Erica
10
Durance.
seasons, John. Wasted potential. That's more than like, you know.
They
compared to
went to
Supernatural,
Metropolis, but it was
10
horrible. He was
seasons.
wearing like a trench coat. He
Can we just-
needs to put on the Superman.
Can we just say though that John has somehow circumvented half of the rules of casting because he's just bringing back the original cast.
Yep.
So he's just like, I don't have to think about casting. I'm just going to bring them back.
That's why during the meeting we're like, yeah, throw in some actors. And then I'm like, no, I'm good. I got it.
I'm good. I don't need anybody. I know who
John's
I'm
like,
bringing.
These guys are all available, except for Green Arrow. Green Arrow is unavailable.
Would have to be recast, unfortunately.
Yes, I think she's a little bit busy in lockup.
I would go with the girl from Riverdale, the Betty Cooper girl, maybe.
She's so young compared to like.
She was in Hustlers.
Compared to Tom Welling.
This is true. This is true.
She's like a baby. I don't know if you can do the age.
This is true. This is true.
So okay, so Tom, are we bringing back Michael Rosenbaum? Are you also as your main?
I think you have to. I think he's got to. I think they got to go with the twist again. They got to make him not as evil, like a quasi villain again. Like that was when Smallville, when it was best, when he was helping out Clark, and you're kind of like, oh, this is weird. He's not the traditional bad guy. So why not do that twist? You always turn villains into good guys, and it was kind of working for that a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then you bring in some other villain that they team up with or something, you know. And then you always have the potential: will he turn evil?
Okay, all right.
Will he go back to his ways? I don't know. I just think that's it.
How many episodes?
I think they could probably only come back short seasons. Keep it tight. Not they can't do the monster of the week thing and do filler. You'll probably have to tackle some more serious topics.
Yeah. Well, I think you could do as much as you want. HBO Max is definitely looking for content. So if you want to go, if you want to follow a Smallville formula of 22 episodes, you could do it. But I don't know if Tom Welling wants to do 22 episodes. Maybe he wants to do 13. But you do whatever you want. It depends on how much money you bring to the Brinks truck shows up at his house. Maybe he's all in. So
yeah, I would want it more serious, and I wouldn't want to go. Everyone wants a super violent route. Like, man, I don't know if you guys had a lot of messages from people loving that Justice League Dark because of how violent and deadly it was. I was like, oh man, Jesus, this is what people want. But I just want a more serious show.
Yep. Okay.
There you go, John.
All right, that's a good. That's
so the
John.
Bizarro show starts off with the last frame.
Yeah.
And you gotta go back and find out what happened.
Bizarro show.
It goes backwards.
And it goes backwards.
Oh boy! All right, Rob.
And
here we go.
Bizarro narrates it.
Okay. All right, Rob, you're up.
So I'm going to do a reboot of Arrow. No.
Exactly.
So you know what I did? I thought, okay, HBO Max is going to do something a little bit gritty. I mean, obviously you have to look at how HBO is doing things. I think that DC differentiates themselves from Marvel as being a little bit more grounded, a little bit more darker in their properties for most part, right? So I went and thought, well, what better crime drama? I know that Andre had the crime drama on Thanagar, but I would think of a mystery of a character who we haven't seen at all in live action. The Question.
I was about to say The Question.
I want to see The Question, right? Be out there. I want him to try to essentially do a crime noir drama with The Question as the investigator. And solving some crime, some mystery. In terms of who the actual actor is, Armie Hammer. is
You're not. No, you're not. Go down.
look.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. Army Hammer.
You're killing me. No, you're that's brutal.
I had a couple of Cillian Murphy. I think would be a good question. And he was obviously Scarecrow in Nolan's Batman universe. 28 Days Later.
This is live action or animated? Sorry.
No, live action. A live action. 8, maybe 10, but I think 8 solid episodes of a crime noir drama.
Will we ever see the face of the question, or is it always going to be the blank face?
No, I think you need to find. I think you have to have the face. Listen, this trade or these this is the Black Label, right? These newer issues that Jeff Lemire was doing, and he actually he's trying to find out why he is the question almost.
Yeah.
Right. So I think using a little bit of this as a template to go back on to investigate not only crime that was happening, but a mystery of who he is and how he became the question. I think is really important. So by putting that face on, that was.
Oh my! I'm the question.
I am.
Can you start the episode off with a question?
Oh, boy, John. All right.
At the very end, you answer it.
Yeah.
Some questions cannot be answerable, John. You just got to leave it out there. Some questions can't be answered. I'm truly surprised you didn't go with the OG, the actor who played the question, because I thought that Jeffrey Combs, who did the voice of the question in the animated show, was perfect. He was in Star Trek and played Wyum. He
was amazing in that.
He is the actor upon actor who, when you watch him in Star Trek, he has that perfect voice. And if you didn't have to show his face, he was perfect in the animated show.
He could still do it then. He could do the voiceover.
But actually, if you want Army Hammer, because, the kids want to see Army Hammer with no face, then, I get you.
To be honest with you, I actually had Gabriel Mock from Suits, but he was also the spirit, right, in that Frank Miller movie. So I thought it'd be a bit too.
No one watched it anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody watched that.
Jeffrey. He could be who's the other guy? The question, the Quiet Strangler or the Stranger, or who's the Andre? Come on, help me out. Who's the? There's three.
Mark.
There's the question. There's the Phantom Stranger. Is it the Phantom Stranger? The Phantom Stranger. Oh. He could be the Phantom Stranger that shows up, because the Phantom Stranger, like the question, is an immortal being.
Army Hammer!
Who knows the destiny of others, but cannot see his own destiny.
Rob.
Yeah.
So could we, just in your mind, could we do the Renee Montoya as the question?
I think that would do really well to lead into a season 2, right? Because I think because there have been a couple different people who have taken up the mantle of the question, right? It's just like True Detective, right? The next season had whole new stories, all new different actors. Go right through with Renee Montoya as the question into season 2.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So, who is the major villain of the show?
Plot development. John.
Brutal.
Photoshop skill.
Wow. This is All right. Amazing.
Yeah.
Who's
the real
the
villain would be John.
You know what? I'm the question.
Here's the thing: is that, and now it kind of ruins the. But I thought that the major villain would be the question himself.
Oh,
this is you wanted the same view as the Century before, where you picked him, and then all of a sudden his main villain is himself. So I see the trend here, Rob. Just picking a guy that's main villain is himself. So
in all fairness, I will just, in fairness to me though, this is supposed to be 3 issues, and because of the quarantine, the pandemic, we haven't gotten the 3rd issue out yet. So I don't know how it ended. So
yeah, you don't know the villain. Okay, got it. No, it's good. It's good. That's a good one. And you're looking at 8 episodes. Sorry, how many episodes are you looking at?
8 episodes, no more than 10. I think you could do a solid 8 episodes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. That's good. So now my selection, I am going off-brand, of course. So mine is going to be like a 70-episode television show. 70
Get out of here.
plus. It's going to go on forever. It is an animated show. So this is
on HBO Max?
Yes, HBO Max, because there'll be some profanity, just like Harley Quinn. There'll be some bad, naughty words said here and there. So this
Legion of D.
yes. So like the Harley Quinn show, which has all these great actors, I can budget and bring all these actors in that would never do a TV show, and I could just roll it out. And age is not an issue for me. So I can bring anyone in to be the voice actor, and this would go on forever. So mine is a comedy TV show, and it's going to be AKA the Super Buddies. So this is my show, the Super Buddies / I can't believe it's not the Justice League. So it is, John, I was playing my face cool. It is a Booster Gold / Blue Beetle vehicle. So Booster Gold starring Will Arnett. Boom. Number 1, Kawakashi.
Will Arnett.
Number 2, with his relationship as Blue Beetle, Jason Bateman. Boom.
I see what's happening
Arrested
here.
Development combo right there. So the two of them will be part of the Super Buddies, aka Justice League Unlimited, aka I can't believe it's not the Justice League. And this will be the show of the two guys doing wacky things on the side with the rest of the Justice League Internationals. But they will be called the Super Buddies. So that
Does
is.
Diedrich Bader show up as Batman?
No, maybe. But let me go through the rest of my cast. So that's the two main guys, and then I'm going to bring in slowly Elongated Man. And Elongated Man is going to be played by the fantastic Alec Baldwin, because I need the gravitas of the world's second greatest detective, Elongated Man, who's just there to do what he needs to do. The fourth is going to be tied to that, and I love the combo thing. Mary Marvel is going to be played by Tina Fey. So later on, when there's a 30 Rock-esque Baldwin / Tina Fey, you know they can riff off each other, and everyone here is a comedian, so they can riff off each other. Then that is the combination with Tina Fey and Elongated Man. Yes, that's correct.
Elongated Man over here.
Elongated Man. So,
Elongated Man over here.
Justice League.
And then Power Girl. Is Power Girl showing up?
No, the Power Girl's not part of my team because she's too awesome. So I'm gonna go Captain Adam.
This will be blue.
Captain Adam is my combination, and he's going to be played. It's Captain Adam in my world, just like in Harley Quinn, how they have Clayface as the thespian, like the greatest actor. So Captain Adam is going to be the most American, but also the biggest dummy possible. So it's really hard to play a dummy on TV and do that. So I'm going to go James Marsden. James Marsden is perfect as the like has that voice of like America, but as he is shown in several movies and TV shows, he can play the dumb guy really well. So I want James Marsden to be my Captain Adam. And then finally, the to throw in the last combination for Fire and Ice. This is the last group that will be thrown in. Fire, Sofia Vergara as Fire, and Ice, Julie Bowen as the weird combination of. I'll get to Ed O'Neill. And then that would be my Super Buddies team. So that would be my team. And as the last, because you have to throw Maxwell Lord in it. So my Maxwell Lord would be Jason Sudeikis. So that would be my combination.
I gotta say, part of me wants to see all of this in live action in the vein of that failed Justice League CBS show with the horrible costumes, like just being so on point and horrible looking. I kind of want to see this live action.
It's live action would be rough, but I think for animated, the voices alone and just
the voices alone. Good job, Stu.
The comedy whiffs you can get, and I was very like I'm trying to connect because Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey, and then they could work well, and then you have James Marsden that they all work together in 30 Rock. And then Tina Fey has worked with, a bunch of worked Second City and could work with Will Arnett and Jason Bateman. They've done stuff together. So it's like this synergy of like combination of characters that just even episodes like that, if you do 80 episode one-offs of just an episode of The Elongated Man with Booster Gold, Renee Cross, just Alec Baldwin and Will Arnett just riffing on each other for an episode would just be just heaven for me. Just like 30 minutes of them just goofing off. And yeah, you could bring whoever you want. You could bring in Henry Cavill Superman. You can bring whoever you want, but I want the weird, obscure heroes just to be there in the background. And
Does Ron Howard narrate it?
Potentially, yeah, potentially. Or, you know, as you mentioned before, I could get Ed O'Neill to narrate it. So, you know, I could do whoever. The sky's the limit with animation. So I think that'd be it. You could do some adult content in there, and yeah, this is my show. That's what I do when it comes to animation, and that's it. So thoughts before we move on.
That was good, Stu. I think I clearly you've been planning this for longer than we have with
Well, I know. It's almost like he's sitting here going,
No, it just fit
I
into
knew it.
my lap.
I knew it. I was like, should I plan a Booster Gold and Blue Beetle? That is on the top of Stu's list.
It's the number one pick. I was fearful, as John. That was my Mortal Kombat pick. There was no other options.
I got
was going to really be scrambling for number 2. I did have 2 options, but those TV shows could also be turned into movies, so I'm going to hold off on it because I'm concerned that the next round of these movies is going to screw me, and I can take this idea for my TV show and turn it into a movie. So I have 2 options ready to go. I had it all kind of set up. So yes, John, you were correct. I was doing my best poker face because when you said Booster, I'm like, oh no.
But you would be able, you'd have Blue Beetle and the rest of them that you have no show.
I would have thrown in
Gold on there.
I would have thrown a Rip Hunter. So I'd be like, I'm gonna in lieu
Rip
of
Hunter and Blue Beetle.
Rip Hunter and Blue and Johnny Reyes. So I would have went.
Wait. Who's the voice of Skeets?
Michael Cera.
I knew it. I knew you were going to throw Michael Cera in there.
Michael Cera would be the voice of Skeets. It's perfect. So there we go. Or it could be Ed O'Neill. Or it could be.
I actually thought about Kevin Hart as Skeets.
Kevin Hart. Gilbert Gottfried as Skeets.
You know, here's the thing. You said it really well too when you said that. Oh God, what's his name? The Howard. Ron Howard could also be the voice of Skeets, and that would also be. Yeah. Because how could I get more Ron Howard in the show? And you're right, Skeets for Ron Howard would be perfect because he.
Just out of curiosity, where does Armie Hammer fit into your voice cast?
Way below. Way below. I can.
Not enough respect.
Yeah, I could have him. Maybe I don't know who I could have him in my Justice League Unlimited situation, because I don't know. Maybe I don't know, man. He could be. I don't know.
Guy Gardner.
Yeah, I guess fine. Guy Gardner. That's it. We're good with that. So okay. So we're gonna jump into our next category, which is movies. So now, as you know, the DC phase, which doesn't have a number, it's I like called DC Infinity, is a phase of movies that just carries on. And now that
can you do that symbol again? What was that again?
No, it's over. You can screenshot it later. Now that they have moved into the Infinity phase, and the movies are no longer connected, and you can do anything you want. What movie would you want to do and pitch to the folks at Warner Brothers? So Andre, you are up first. We are now waiting. Well, all of us are waiting in the green room, and you've moved in, and you are pitching the brain trust of DC. What is the movie that you would like to do? So and again, DC, Vertigo, anything you want from the DC, thing. So go for it.
So I think this is going to be just an instant, like, grand slam. Everybody loved Enter the Spider-Verse, right?
100%, yes.
Yeah. And why did it work? Why did it work so well? Because it assumes you have seen all the other stuff, or you know everything you need to know about those characters before going in. It is not a movie that is a starting point, an origin point. They're just like, quickly tell you who Peter Parker is, and then they just throw in alternate dimensions, all this stuff. They don't even explain it, right? So my pitch for them, and it's going to be live action, is going to be Batman the White series from Sean Murphy. And why I say it's like the
sorry, Andre, say it again. You cut out Batman the what?
Batman the White Knight.
Okay, got it. Good.
So this is a phenomenal story, and why it works so well is because it kind of takes elements from many different Batman series, but then also turns them on its head and gives us a story where Batman is kind of blindsided by a cured Joker who is no longer crazy and is now the hero of Gotham. And it is a phenomenal book. And when you read it, they play off of stuff like, even from this cover, you could have seen they have the 1989 Batmobile in there, the tumblers in there. You see different versions of characters and stuff. And just his take on the Joker is just phenomenal. So I did take of the casting for this, and again, not perfect, but I had to cast many different people because there's many key players in this. So the most important character is obviously Batman,
Joker.
but the Joker also has to be, very, very strong.
Yep.
So I'm kind of torn with who I picked for Batman. I think he's a great actor and stuff, but my first pick for Batman would have been Jared Padalecki.
Yes.
Okay. I really, really love this guy. I love Supernatural. And I think
He's the new Walker, Texas Ranger.
They're redoing that show.
Whoa.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah.
He's the new Walker, Texas Ranger. So
How do you fill Chuck Norris's shoes?
Jared Padalecki can. That's fine. How do you
Jared
feel?
Padalecki.
He's gonna be Batman. Who cares? He can do whatever. He's your Batman.
Well, no, but he was gonna be my Batman, but because if you read the story, Batman is just huge and he's like older.
Jared Padalecki got jacked because remember he was second running for Thor. So there's that one season Supernatural he got like huge.
I know, but he's gonna be Nightwing in this series for me.
Oh, okay, all right, I got it.
Okay,
I was trying to save a role for him, but yes, go.
So
okay, got it.
He's definitely in there. Like I said, when I started this thinking of this pitch, but the reason I'm putting him as Nightwing is because Batgirl plays a really big part in that, and I'm going with another kind of more television person, but I don't even like the show, but I think she's just got the look to play a superhero, and that's Catherine McNamara from Shadowhunters.
Yep.
Man, I listen. I know I don't know actors, but I think given a chance, she could play Barbara Gordon, Mary Jane, or Jean Grey. Don't change her hair. Boom. She is freaking Barbara Gordon. You put on a mask. She's done some of her stunts. Very, very cool. John, get a picture of her with her red hair, man, like that, unless the color's on it. But
So you're picking the person who is the new Green Arrow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's the new Green Arrow. She's Green Arrow's daughter. So you're picking her, but that's good. That's good.
Cool.
She has a comic book pedigree. So she's supposed to be in the new Green Arrow TV show, but they haven't picked it up yet. Green Arrow and the Canaries. That's the show.
This is a movie, so maybe she wanted to do this more.
Okay, yeah.
It's not gonna get picked up.
Got
anyway.
it. Yep.
Who's going to be Batman? And I'm going with Michael Fassbender.
Wow.
Magneto himself.
Wow. Okay.
Assassin's Creed. All right.
All right. Okay. Got it.
I just think because in this book, he's just an angry Batman because nobody believes him, and it's just, he's going to have that face all the time. It's just like nobody believes him. His family turns on him. So I really like kind of that he can play that part. So a little bit of spoilers for the story. So hopefully, anyways, you got to read it no matter what I say in it. So we have two Harley Quinns in this story, and the one is a villain and one plays kind of like a hero character. So this was harder for me. I instantly knew who I wanted to have as the original Harley Quinn, and the original Harley Quinn I'm casting as Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Why am I casting Emma Stone? Because the Harley Quinn, she is actually not crazy anymore. She's basically she left the Joker because he was too crazy and he did something. I'm not going to spoil that, but she gets up and she's like, this is too much. She leaves Gotham and stuff like that. And when she returns, she is, you know, it's the bright spot because she thinks now that Joker's cured, that their love can flourish and stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, the Joker in the series was so crazed that he basically just grabbed another blonde chick and he says, hey, are you Harley Quinn? And the other chick was, sure, I'll ride with the Joker. I don't know what kind of crack this chick was on, but I think they call her the Neo Harley Quinn, so new Harley Quinn, I'm casting Anna Kendrick. Why? Because I think she's got a crazy face, and I think she can play crazy. That would be
the views
is crazy.
The views,
funny, you know.
The views on this podcast are not representative of Rob, Stuart, and John. Anna Kendrick, if you are listening, you do not have a crazy face. You look great. So carry on.
No, like meaning you can play crazy. Like you can just see like that little bit of that, you know. Like, yeah, come on. You telling me that's not a Harley Quinn face?
That could be a Harley Quinn face. Yes. That's as far as I'll go. But
it's your TV show, or your movie. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the linchpin here is so we need somebody who can play crazy as the Joker and formed politician and switch back on a dime, because the Joker just kind of fades in and out between the Joker persona. And so it's basically, this is a story about somebody who legit has multiple personality disorder. So I'm going with Jake Gyllenhaal to play the Joker in this series. So I think that'd be a crazy cool movie. You're gonna have a lot of different stunts. Gotham is going to look crazy. The book was fantastic. I don't even think you would have to change much of that book. It's almost storyboarded right there for you.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, by pitching this property, the sequel came out, which was called Batman: Curse of the White Knight. So not only is this popular, they already have something on tap. They don't have to write the story. And Sean Murphy is, I think, working on the third one, which will probably wrap up everything. And again, this is, if you guys have not read this book or the sequel, get it, read it. It's fantastic. Probably one of the best Batman stories to come out in a long time. And Batman has had some really good stuff over the past couple of years, but I think this one is really floating to the top for me. My favorite Batman of the past 5 years was the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo run. That's still number one. But this, you know, I think it was 12 parts or 10 parts or something, was fantastic. So you have to, you have to read that, and then Curse of the White Knight after it. You can see in the background, that's red face is Azrael. The take on Azrael is just fantastic. So this is, you know, DC proper. You know, they could build 3 movies out of this, and it's outside of the DCU, so they don't have to worry about connecting it to anything. So
they don't connect to anything anymore. So we're all right. All right, John.
Hey, Andre. Actually, I think I heard that that DC has greenlit an entire Sean Murphy universe. Isn't that what I think I read that like a number of months ago, that because it's been so popular that they've greenlit an entire Sean Murphy White Knight universe. So
that would be crazy cool. But it's you know, I hope he doesn't get overstretched, because he did such a great job taking all of the stuff that we know about Batman and putting it in this blender and coming out with something that is respectful of that stuff in a logical kind of progression, and he put the pieces in place. So I hope that if he does it with other characters, a la Superman, or you know, the Justice League, or Superman, Wonder Woman, any of the people, I hope he has the time to play with those things correctly, instead of just, you know, saying, hey, it's popular, let's Murphyverse it. Like, so hopefully he takes the time with it. And I wouldn't want him to just shoehorn a character in because they say, let's get something in. But I respect him as a creator. He does amazing stuff. And these first 2 books, definitely show what he's capable of. So let's see if that's some truth. I'm going to research that. So.
All right.
Well,
John.
as the showrunner, congratulations, but you got to make John the art director, because obviously, look at that. The way he's painting a universe for you is phenomenal.
All right, John, who do you got? What do you got? Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh boy, here's the joke one. Is it the
already.
joke one or serious? Just do the serious one. I don't want to hear a joke, John. You get one joke.
You don't want to hear about my Luthor movie?
Oh,
about Lex Luthor's descent into madness?
Do you have that? It's called Smallville. You have it already.
Smallville show.
Fine. All right, legit. So we got to get this franchise started. It's got to start soon. I think Stu knows where I'm going with casting, but we got to bring my man Jon Stewart into this. Sorry, Ryan Reynolds, you kind of burned Hal Jordan. He's not going to happen. So this is my vehicle, and don't tell
me who you're casting as.
You guys know, who's going to get cast in this.
No.
It's my boy, Tyrese.
Tyrese?
Oh,
man!
Tyrese.
No way! Get out of here!
Tyrese, Jon Stewart.
That is brutal.
Follow me here.
No.
Follow me here. So back in the day, our boy Justin Lin did a movie, and you probably don't remember what this was called.
Baby Boy.
But he did a movie called Annapolis with James Franco and Tyrese Gibson as this badass Navy SEAL military dude, and he played it completely serious. So you kind of blend a little bit of that. The movie would be I wasn't basing it off anything per se, because Jon Stewart's origin has been, I believe, at least once. So it's going to focus on the military aspect and the fact that he is the backup Green Lantern. And something's going to happen to the main Green Lantern. So for the main Green Lantern, you have Zac Efron. And something happens to him.
Okay.
And Tyrese has got to step up and save the day.
Okay.
That was it. That's all I got. But
I would have more respect if you went with Major Payne as Jon Stewart.
No, I love Damon Wayans. But Tyrese can do this. Tyrese can do this. If John Singleton was still here, make him direct it. I don't think he needs it now. He's going to be that dude in Morbius we've never heard of.
I don't know if Tyrese can carry a movie. Can you not put Idris Elba in this? As a person can go back.
He can. He's carried.
How about Idris Elba?
No, because I don't want my Green Lantern to talk like Idris Elba.
What about can we get?
Got to be.
How about Denzel? Can we get Denzel?
Yeah, but you guys are going old. Denzel, do you want this guy to be around for a while, right?
I think it's a good choice, and I think because I remember him talking about wanting to play the part.
How about Donald Glover? Can we get someone else?
He can play serious.
Can we get Donald Glover? Can we get Lando Calrissian?
No.
Can we do that?
No, he can't do it. The only guy that comes close is probably Michael B. Jordan.
Can we get Michael B. Jordan? Can we get Michael B. Jordan?
No, honestly, Michael B. Jordan getting too much work. He can't play every character. Tyrese is decent.
Dude, why you gotta do Creed dirty like that?
Tyrese is cool. If you go back and not watch Annapolis, because Annapolis kind of is messy, but he plays it serious. Like I watched his latest movie, Black and Blue, and he can play serious. He doesn't have to be the jokey Transformers guy, but he does know how to play a military character, and I think that's one of the things you can lean on. I think this is his character, and all his constructs are be like architecture based, so they can look really cool instead of giant fists and stuff like that.
So my only pushback is, can Tyrese lead a movie? He's a good B guy, but
he's had Baby Boy. Remember Baby Boy?
I mentioned Baby Boy.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Leading a film is a lot.
What about John Boyega?
No.
Andre's selling the Star Wars. Yeah.
Honestly,
he's got a funny accent.
You know, honestly,
I think you want someone because Jon Stewart's from Detroit, right?
yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Steeltown, right? So you don't want to bring in a UK actor to play this battle-hardened, United States Marine, badass,
And also,
and especially like.
What about, can we get Anthony Mackie? I believe Anthony Mackie could do it.
Why are you hating on my boy Tyrese?
Tyrese
honestly,
He's got too much baggage, man. That guy's too all over the place.
I disagree. I think John hit that as a good part. Like
He's
John
passionate.
Boyega,
Passionate.
Star Wars is people aren't going to like that, and nobody went to go see Pacific Rim 2. So I think
because it was a bad movie, but yeah.
You know what? I dug it. I thought it was entertaining, but again, you can't bring people who have had a couple chances to that fray. I'm not blaming Star Wars on him, but that's coming through. We haven't seen John's pick doing anything in a while. He's had a little bit of
for a reason.
How about Aldous Hodge? He was in Supernatural for an episode. He was in
episode.
No, but he's in a couple movies and TV shows. But he is an American actor, young. He could probably do. He was in Star Trek. He's in a bunch of movies. Aldous Hodges. He was in. I think he has no baggage with him. But Andre needs to look at his IMDb. He was in the Supernatural season with all the young.
Stop.
So.
You know what?
Okay.
Maybe if Green Lantern was made around the time that this movie was made, I would say okay, I could see it. But I think he's kind of.
No, he was for Annapolis. He was actually a little too pretty. He was a little too pretty for Annapolis. So now he can grow in some facial hair. He looks a little bit more not as pretty boy, but I think he can do it. I think he can do it. And he just be putting it all out on the internet. He went through a rough time and just went through it publicly.
So do you think though that it's important for Hal Jordan actor to be older than the Jon Stewart actor? Because Hal Jordan's more seasoned.
Can we take Jamie Foxx? Can we do Jamie Foxx instead? Because at least he's done him.
Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx.
How about Louis Gossett Jr.?
Two guys I hate, and Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell. Get rid of those two dudes like forever and a day.
How about Tay Diggs? Can we get Tay Diggs a job?
Dude, it's his pitch. It's his pitch.
All right. I'm trying to come up with other options.
It's gotta be Tyrese. Tay Diggs is cool.
What about the guy from Arrow? Is it David Michael Ramsey? Is that
no?
He can't do it.
Yeah, no.
He can't do it. No. He can't. Yeah. All right.
No,
they alluded to him being Green Lantern.
Star power.
To be fair, you're right. They alluded to him picking up a box that was green. So.
And he might be in that new Superman Lois Lane movie. TV show. You never know. There is some talk about him appearing in that. So.
All right, we're Tyrese. Oh boy. All right, Rob.
Baby boy as Jon Stewart.
So my pick is a 3-prong movie that starts with the rom-com.
Yes.
Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
You better have thought this through.
No, because that's ridiculous. So
yeah, you were thinking about it afterwards.
Here's the problem that I was having.
Watch this.
Yeah, here's the problem that I was having is that I think I would like to see DC/Warner Brothers go out on a limb and almost acknowledge the crap that we've had these last 5-6 years, with a couple exceptions like Man of Steel, right?
Yeah.
But and acknowledge it, own up to it, and blow it out of the water. But the only way you can kind of do that is by kind of taking two storylines and melding them together. And I really kind of hate bringing this one up because I don't want it to be the actual storyline, but just the idea of it with a Flashpoint, right? And so I want to see the Flash as played. I'll tell you who my picks are, but the Flash essentially is not Ezra Miller, although he will be in it. going, solving a mystery that something has happened to their universe. Okay, very much like Rebirth, right? DC Rebirth. That something has happened to their universe. That time is out of whack, and he travels to try to figure out what's been going on, and he sees the current iterations of the DCEU. So he engages with the current with Henry Cavill as Superman. There's Ben
and
Affleck
proceeds to wipe them completely out.
That's right. He sees Ben Affleck as Batman. Like he goes through kind of how Stu's picked from the Great Lakes Avengers. I can't believe that's being referenced. But in the background is that you see him, the Flash, kind of going through the background, seeing these events happening, knowing that this is not how life happened, and then running into Ezra Miller's Flash. Okay, even going as far as the Flash from the TV, Grant Gustin's Flash from the Flash TV show, and understanding that this new Flash is the one true Flash that is going to completely reboot the entire DCEU going forward. And that's where it kind of ends up with Rebirth, is that he's running into the future, and you have Cavill, Batman, Ezra Miller essentially pushing him, not physically, but giving him the guidance to go ahead and put right what has been so wrong. And that's what starts off
so wrong.
this complete reboot of the DCU
So
that will not have Tyrese as Green Lantern. Okay.
You son of a bitch.
Thank you.
Do not cut my boy out.
Thank you.
Not cut my boy out.
I'll bring Tyrese in as the Green Lantern right before he goes and rebirths the entire universe.
Yes!
No.
Thank you. You fixed the problem, Rob. I appreciate it. Thank you. Tyrese. Thank you. Thank you.
For Flash, I'll be honest. I don't know Ezra Miller. I hated his interpretation of Barry Allen. I did not like the costume whatsoever. I think Barry Allen needs to be a bit older than what he's been currently portrayed. So I have two actors. I have either
wait, one actor.
Hold on, let me pull up the Army.
Two actors for
Army.
Well, Army. So let me get Army Hammer. No, I have. Okay, I'm gonna go with Scott Eastwood.
Army Hammer.
A guy that basically looks like Army Hammer.
Oh, I like. You know what? Scott Eastwood. I like him.
Because Army Hammer is too busy as Hal Jordan in my new universe. No.
Yeah.
So Scott Eastwood is Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Because he has that emotional, I think that he has that emotional heft that he can bring to say, something's not right here and he has to go. But I think by bringing it, so by DC and Warner acknowledging what they've done has not been great, he goes forward and restarts a whole new DCEU proper.
Okay. No,
so that's my pitch. Acknowledge what you've screwed up, and let's make it better.
Yep. John, that's great. I like it. It's good.
But then we lose Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
No, she can stay. It's fine.
He's rebooting everything.
Well, but you're right. But then she can be on the other side. She can be on the other side, welcoming the Barry Allen and saying, I've been searching for you. Yeah.
Technically, Andre, as you know, that Flashpoint didn't affect any of the Batman stories or Green Lantern stories. So they are outside of that bubble. Anything that you do outside of it doesn't matter.
See? There you go. Scott Eastwood would be a great Barry Allen.
Yeah. He's a little too big.
I like him in Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Another tying. So, John, I just want to let you know that Tyrese has a spot in my cartoon show, but not in real life action. So there you go. I'll give him the job for the voice of John Stewart.
Army Hammer is Flash.
Jeez.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Amazing, John.
Imagine if I had proper tools.
Yeah, so there you go. See, John, I've allowed your Tyrese Green Lantern to exist, but just for a moment.
Yeah. He'll always have a spot in my animated universe, John.
The fan demand will be.
Who? What fans? It's just you and Tyrese.
John.
It's John and Tyrese, and apparently Andre. His camp alone. Okay, that was a good pitch. So I'm gonna go completely off the board and do something different. There we go. So I am picking something in lieu of how successful the Joker was. This is a story that has nothing to do with any superheroes, has nothing to do with any of the shenanigans that's happening right now. So this could be a PG-13, it could be a rated R movie, it could be whatever. I'm fine with it being whatever, but I want to, being the trying times that we are, having a satire about, political, having stuff that's a comedy, and something a little bit sci-fi. I am looking at Warren Ellis's book of work, and if you can imagine what it's going, I'm going Transmetropolitan as what I want to do as.
Oh yeah.
Transmetropolitan takes place in the 23rd century. It's the future. It somehow imagines that the newspaper is still in business. So a reclusive gonzo style, basically Hunter S. Thompson comes back from the woods to look into political intrigue and look into, from his mountain exile, to, talk about the topics of that day. So some of the best shows or movies, like for example, Battlestar and whatnot, bring up topical things about our world, but not necessarily about, that talks about a certain country. So Cosmopolitan is a make-believe universe, talk about, certain things that are happening right now in a political way without offending, quote unquote, too many people. So there's lots of trades available, a lot of books, but it's a very well done by Warren Ellis, and not Final Color, but it's a DC Vertigo title.
Yeah.
It is a really great comic. It has a really diverse cast of actors and whatnot, but I'm not going to go too much into those random. I only concerned about one person, which is Spider Jerusalem, is the main character.
Spider
the only
Jerusalem.
person that matters, the only person that can do it, and it's a little touchy right now, but it's Johnny
Armie
Depp.
Hammer.
Johnny Depp. That's who
Oh.
I'm big.
Wow.
Johnny Depp is a character that
You gonna shave his head?
yeah, shave his head. He could do it. Doesn't matter. Johnny Depp had hair for Captain Jack Sparrow, and can do whatever. He Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He basically embodied that character, and now it's just Hunter S. Thompson in the future. So he can do this within his sleep and be the weirdo and be all the things you want him to be, and essentially set that world in motion and really push it forward. So outside of the legal action right now with him and Amber Heard, which, outside of that, but he is allegedly international markets. He's been known to do a lot of terrible movies, but he gets them made. So whether it's the Angelina Jolie movie with him that was terrible, but the Tourist or whatever, I think that's it.
I think this is a great idea, but this should have been your HBO show, man. Because you can't.
No.
No, you can't do a Transmet movie, man. You can't do 2.5 hours for Transmet. It's too big, and it needs to be like the newsroom. It needs to hit us in the face and show us, like, kind of, what went wrong at the time, and he's got to have time to editorialize. Because if you did a movie, you could only focus on one issue. That TV series.
But Andre, that's what you want. You always wanted more and more movies. But guess what? There's gonna be more. It's a franchise. Let's just keep on doing these Transmetropolitan movies.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue, Andre, that we talked about, is that costing to do the show right. It's an expensive show to do it right, and the only way you can do that is $200 million for a movie to do it correctly. So I don't want to do a cartoon show. I'm always cognizant of budgets, thinking about what a show costs. And for Transmetropolitan to do a movie, also Johnny Depp, he's not doing it on the cheap. He's not $20 million to do a movie like this. So he's going to want some money. So in order to get the cast and to do science fiction, to do the 23rd century right in live action, if you do it poorly and don't spend money, it looks cheap. So as much as it's a Blade Runner-y feel, but you need to throw money. And even Blade Runner, the new one, costs what? Over 170 million for that movie. And I just want it to be done really well. And I want the future to look really, really well. TV show, like what show? It's a problem, Andre. It's going to look like a show based in Vancouver. It's going to look like every other Vancouver show. It's going to look like the show.
The background, you do those sets once or twice, and then you've got them and stuff. Anyways, it's your pitch. I'm leaving it, but I'd rather see that as a show.
Because here's the thing, like the other futuristic show that is on Netflix right now with Anthony Mackie, that show,
Altered Carbon.
yes, is the future. But again, it looks like Vancouver. It looks kind of cheap, and it looks kind of whatever. But again,
that's because it is kind of cheap. Netflix didn't spend a ton of money.
Yeah,
on it,
but
right?
Who's going to spend like $200 million on a show that may not make money, but people watch it in the theaters?
HBO can't do it after doing like Westworld. Westworld, they spent money, man.
Yeah. So
Right?
yeah,
So
I think that if they're gonna do a movie, and again, I think to get Spider Jerusalem done correctly, you need Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp may not want to do. So if I made it a TV show, I had to pick someone lower end. I had to pick an actor like Sam Rockwell, who would be available.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy.
Oh my God, I was just gonna say that. Shave
No, you
Jeremy
weren't.
Renner's head.
So like, it has to be someone who would do it. It's just they
Hawkeye!
wouldn't do. Yeah, so they wouldn't do. But to your point, Andre, you talked before about Jim Caviezel. He's done TV shows, so he'd probably be open to it. You just can't pick a guy who doesn't want to do movies, only does movies to do TV. So I don't think I'd get Johnny Depp to do it, even if I had, So that is my pitch. So
I like it, Stu. I like it. Although admittedly I haven't read the source material, but I like the story.
Yeah, but you can pick it up from the store. So if you want your back in trades of Cosmopolitan, it's available to you, and it's still good to this day, and it doesn't require superheroes to do it. Okay, so lastly, on our last topic before we finish everything off, we are going to pick. It's a dragon theme.
Oh.
This is alluding to our next podcast, but each of us must pick our favorite movie, live action movie that has a dragon in it. So, dragons. This is it, Andre.
Rob.
What is your favorite movie with a dragon?
All
You
right.
go first.
So at first I was thinking, oh God, there hasn't been a movie with an actual dragon and it's looked good. Like there's been a lot of older ones and stuff. And before anybody picks it, you cannot pick any Lord of the Rings
Dragon,
because those aren't actually dragons. The ring wraiths aren't flying dragons, so those don't count. Okay, so let's just get that off. So
fine. Yep.
Never seen it before, so it's all right.
There's a movie that I actually
wait, hang on. Hey, sorry, hang on, Andre, time out. John, you've never seen Lord of the Rings?
No, I saw the first one. And I saw the battle for the second one.
Give your geek
Rob,
card back.
Rob, there's something worse. He hasn't seen Indiana Jones.
I have pieces of it.
So again, this all makes sense why Tyrese is there. So let's carry on. Everything
all right.
all, you know what? Now it makes sense. Why it's Tyrese? He doesn't
talking my boy Tyrese.
He doesn't watch good movies, so therefore he doesn't know. So he's like, he doesn't know. To him, Harrison Ford is, just a nobody. He just does like 3 scenes a movie. It's like Harrison Ford.
A movie with the ship. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, he had a whip once. That was it. Carry on. Yeah. Oh boy. It doesn't look good when you beg for the part on the internet. So carry on.
Yeah. All right. Sorry,
fight
Andre.
with the Rock. But yeah, sorry. Go on, Andre.
Yeah. So I actually really liked this movie, and I forgot that there was a dragon in it, but it's actually a pivotal scene in the movie. So my pick, the recent, the first Maleficent with Angelina Jolie.
Hey, good pick. Good pick. That was great. Yep.
And just nukes everything. So I was like, yo, that was
great
a
pick.
cool movie.
Good.
If we were
proper
allowed
dragon.
to pick animated, it would be How to Train Your Dragon. Those movies were fantastic.
No animated. Those are too easy.
I know, that's why I'm going Maleficent.
Maleficent. Yeah, because How to Train Your Dragon would be number 1 no matter what we did. If you had it, it's the easy layup. So How to Train Your Dragon's not even a question, but it's number 1. That's why I removed animated, because I wanted to make it harder. So here we go. John, we know this is coming. We know. Go.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so confident. I'm going to let Rob go first.
No, you cannot. Oh.
I'm going to let Rob go first. Go first, Rob.
Wow.
Do it.
All right.
Do it, Rob. Do it, Rob.
Wow.
Are you sure?
Yeah, do it.
Now, I have 2 picks. And now I don't know which one to do because I don't know if this is going to.
You can reveal your other one later.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go The Never-Ending Story because Falcor was a dragon.
We're talking about a dog?
I don't know about that. What?
The giant dog?
What?
Yeah, he was a dragon. That was what he was called. Falcor the dragon.
Yep.
Never-ending story. Yes, he looked like a giant bichon frisé. What?
I don't know about that.
Am I being called? I have a penalty.
If Dragon's in his name, that's fine. I think if Dragon's in his name, that's fine.
the translation between German to English is sketchy at times, so we need to double check the Falcon.
Why is your Google in German?
Yeah,
it is a German movie that was translated. So I'm just double
A
checking.
Never-Ending Story.
Yes, it's a German movie that's actually dubbed in English. Yeah, blow your mind away. You can still see Falco right now in German.
Billy Crystal's in it. What are you talking about?
Billy Crystal. The
The
first
Never-Ending
Never-Ending
Story.
Story is a German film, but yeah, it's weird that you can see Falco to this day. If you go to Germany, he still exists. You could ride him, and you can take pictures of you riding Falco.
Dragon's in his name. Dragon's in its name. I don't know. Well, why
Yeah, but
is it
that doesn't
backwards?
count. Luck Dragon,
The
yes.
Luck Dragon. That movie was crazy. How many of you were traumatized by that horse sinking in the quicksand?
Me.
Damn, man. I remember watched it at summer camp. We were children. We were children
All right,
watching it at summer camp.
If you're not,
The
my
species
God.
is called the Luck Dragon. So, but I don't know because there's a lot of things that are called animals that are not correct. So
Okay, fine. All right, that's okay.
No,
So then I'm gonna go with. Man, that sucks. Okay,
Oh, keep it.
It's fine. It's fine.
no, I'll go with my second pick in hopes that it screws John.
Hey, get out of here.
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
John
Never
hasn't
seen it,
that.
so I'm good.
yeah, good one. Good
Okay,
one.
because there's
Never seen it.
Look, those movies are actually really good, and it actually does have that big battle sequence with the dragon when he's trying to grab the egg. So if I'm being not allowed with a Never-Ending Story, I'll go with Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yep, good call. Good pick. John?
I was hoping Rob could quickly explain Quidditch to me before we move on, but all right.
Don't worry, John. You can read the
Stu.
books. It's like
It's
300
polo
pages.
on a
of Quidditch.
broomstick. I don't know.
300 pages of Quidditch.
Stu, I'm still confident. I will let you go first.
Wow.
Wow, this guy is
No,
just
throwing
it on the table.
I have to
All right.
go with the movie that I actually was going on YouTube today, and I heard the soundtrack, which I haven't heard in a long time. It brought back a lot of memories, and dagnammit,
Mortal Kombat, isn't it?
instrumental. No, it's not Mortal Kombat. It is a movie that, so John, it's not going to be John's pick, but I think it's still the best. The CGI is rough, but it starred Sean Connery as the voice of the dragon.
I was
Draco. And Dragonheart. That is my movie. Oh, is that John's movie?
No. I'm good. I'm good. I was discussing this with Rob.
Dragonheart, starring
Dragonheart, man.
Dennis Quaid as the last dragon, is a sneaky good movie. The CGI is rough, but it spawned 2 more sequels. But Dragonheart, that inspirational song they used, I think because it was like the 90s, a bunch of other movies end up using that theme as part of its theme. So I remember hearing that song, that melody in different movies. I'm like, oh, that's from Dragonheart. So again,
I think it got used for like every trailer after it.
It did. It's a very instrumental, very uplifting
True
song.
story. I just watched that movie for the first time, maybe January or so. I had never seen it. Never.
There's a third one.
There's a third one, yes.
No clue.
Yeah. And there's an underrated performance by Pete Postlethwaite in it, and he's fantastic. He plays like the like, I guess he's like a friar or whatnot, but it's great. I always remember the scene where Dennis Quaid and Sean Connery decide to work together to make money, and Dennis Quaid shoots the arrow, and then he puts the Sean Connery just puts it in his arm and falls down. He's like, I'm dying. And all the time, you caught me. And then all the time people are like, we're going to eat him. And they're like, oh, what do you mean you're going to eat him? It's like, there's no meat here. And then start racing towards him. I love that type of banter and the storyline between the greatest dragon hunter and finding out that there's only one dragon left. And there's them two just having fun and hanging out. So, that would be a tremendous TV show. But as a movie, it was great. The CGI isn't great, but Connery, dear God, is amazing. Okay, John, you've been so confident in this.
I'm confident. I can't believe anyone didn't pick it.
I know where you're going. Is it Matthew McConaughey? Is he in it?
One of my no. It's one of my all-time favorites, ever inspiring. One of the greatest stories ever told, and that is Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
He's not a dragon. It's not a dragon.
Oh my God.
God, John.
Bruce Lee was born in the year of the dragon. He is the dragon.
Nope.
And if anyone has ever embodied the dragon, it's Bruce Lee.
Nope.
So you can't.
We don't allow Paul. We don't allow Bruce Lee. Nope. Incorrect.
Hang on. I was born near the dragon. You can't say that I'm a dragon. Give me a break.
Incorrect, John.
I choose Enter the Dragon.
Nope. Nope. We're cutting you off, John. You're drinking too much in the morning.
Hey, what type of granola do you have with your yogurt that gives you the idea that Dragon the Bruce Lee story is a dragon movie?
It's got dragon in the title.
Nope.
Bruce Lee is the embodiment of the dragon. Look up dragon on the internet and it'll autofill Bruce Lee right after it.
No.
I do not count this, John. You have to come up with another
Look
option.
at the rules. It says dragons. We pick our favorite movie with a dragon in it. It's right there.
He's Bruce Lee the dragon.
He's not the dragon. He's not a dragon.
Our rules.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the internet's going to be on my side that you can pick Bruce Lee as the embodiment of a dragon.
Nope. Does not count. John, pick another one.
I choose.
He doesn't have another one.
That was it.
He doesn't have another one.
Yeah, we didn't pick Dragon, the Bruce Lee star, because we know he's not a dragon. He's a human being.
Yeah, no wonder you were so confident, because the rest of us played by the rules.
Yeah, like this is like, you know who I'm going to pick for Jon Stewart? Herbie the Love Bug. No one to pick that one. He's a car. He drives. He's like an engineer by trade. Herbie the Love Bug. How would no one do this? He'd be the greatest Green Lantern.
Okay, do I have to pick an actual movie?
Yes, you have to pick an actual movie.
That qualifies. I'm pretty sure the internet's
not qualify.
No,
be on my side.
Veto that.
No.
Okay, if I can't,
we
if I can't
vetoed
pick
the
that,
Luck Dragon, so we're not allowed to do that.
If I can't pick that, I am going to pick Enchanted with Amy Adams and the great Patrick Dempsey.
Yes. And let's not forget our boy James Marsden, who is also in that movie.
James Marsden.
That's when you knew he was a comedian, because he sung all those songs as the Prince. He was great.
Yes, even has Idina Menzel in it that doesn't get to sing at all.
To be fair, John, that was my second backup choice. If someone picked, I had that lined up, ready to go. Enchanted
I'm
was
so
my
surprised. I thought someone was going to pick Reign of Fire with McConaughey.
What is that?
That movie didn't hold up.
Well, it doesn't matter if it holds up. It just has a dragon in it. Most of these movies don't hold up.
Look up Reign of Fire.
Yeah, it's the Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey movie where there's dragons that come from the ground and then they start killing people.
Yeah, it's like a dystopian future.
The trailer looked awesome. McConaughey had a shaved head and a beard, and he was axe, and he was fighting dragons with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
So I watched it in the theater. It was rough.
But guess what, John? It has an actual dragon in it.
Bruce Lee is the dragon.
Yeah, but you can call yourself anything.
That's like
John.
saying we're gonna have a movie based on birds, and I want Brandon Lee because he was the crow. That makes no sense, John.
That's legit.
There's a basketball player called the Birdman. Does he count as Birdman? Chris Anderson, the Birdman, does he count? Is that what happens if you just need? Or we could do a worm movie with the worm, Dennis Rodman. So he is, he counts too.
You can't see this because it's backwards, but the Google autofill, the first entry is Dragon
the Bruce.
The Bruce Lee story is probably what it's going to say.
Yeah, but we can't trust Google algorithm because people are dumb on the internet, John. If you just type a lot of stuff, they type rando things.
Can I just say, though, I find it, I don't know what it is, but every week you can count on John not understanding the rules.
I understood the rules. It's legit. It's a legit choice. The internet is
not a
legit
legit choice.
My side.
You know what? Then people should comment on this video of whether or not John is right. When the rules were have a movie with a dragon in it, if Dragon the Bruce Lee story is legit or not. They should comment.
Especially since John knows what the theme was going to be and beforehand, and also what we're doing next week. So if people know the whole preface, so like why it's happening, because next week, this is the spoiler.
It says
dragons leading into something else.
The memo says we pick our favorite movie with a dragon in it. Bruce Lee is the dragon to me.
Yes, John, but you know what our theme is for next week. So if you think of that theme in lieu of this dragon, you don't pick Bruce Lee. So,
Well, you
anyways.
should have been more specific. You should have said pick a movie with a dungeon in it, and then then I
With
can't
a
pick
dungeon?
John,
Bruce Lee
we don't want to
story.
ruin it. This is spoiler filled. You don't want to. I didn't want to put anything in there about that, John. You were spoiling for the people. But going forward, there's now the John Ho rule, where I have to be so uber specific going forward to these rules. So yes, thank you, John. You are now you set the rules in place. When I send out the questions, it has to be uber specific.
Dude, what was it before? You said there was something called the Fortunas clause. Now we have the John Ho clause.
Yeah, this is the John Ho rule. John Ho rule is in effect. Yes, this is what we have to do to be uber specific. And there's two insurance guys sit here going, "Oh boy, this is reading the letters of the law."
Just so sad.
It is what it is. All right, that is what we're
It's
ending.
still clearly the
at the end of
best
this.
movie out of all of those.
No, it is not. No, it is not. No.
No, and in fact, here's my question: what is a better Bruce Lee movie, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, or the one that came out a couple of years ago,
Birth of the Dragon.
Birth of the Dragon? Yeah.
He's barely in it in Birth of the Dragon.
I would rather watch Maleficent with Angelina Jolie in Andre's movie 100 times over than watch Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. No disrespect to Bruce Lee. That movie's
Jason
not
Scott.
good.
Jason Scott Lee.
It's not good. It's not good. No. He doesn't encompass Bruce Lee properly. So I don't mind Enter the Dragon, but Dragon, the Bruce Lee story is rough. Okay, so thank you everyone again for enduring this podcast. If you somehow manage to the end, we'll give you some sort of participation ribbon. This is dealing with our silliness.
No prize.
No prize, participation ribbon that we'll come up with, or some sort of certificate we'll put up online that you can print and make your name up. We'll figure something out. But thanks a lot. Again, if there are any of these comic books titles, somehow John, again, also forgot because you can't buy a Dragon Bruce Lee comic book. So that Andre specifically
There's a Bruce
asked
Lee
that,
comic. There's a Bruce Lee comic and Bruce Lee toys.
And do you sell any of those at your store?
Many good dragon-related products.
And do you sell any of those at your store?
We do have the Bruce Lee comic.
Okay.
We have the comic, yeah.
Okay, so we'll let you.
And we have had the
slide.
toys.
We'll do whatever. But again, if you like any of the stuff, including apparently Bruce Lee comic
There's no
books,
Dragonheart comic.
Go.
There's no.
they're dragons that we know of. Pick it up at Heroes World and support your local stores. Thanks everyone for listening. Again, comment below on our thoughts or our shows and whether you believe that Tyrese hot take can be Green Arrow, a Green Lantern, or if Dragon is a dragon. I believe they'll probably more for love for Falkor as the Luck Dragon. I think
That's right.
that's probably a real case rather than Bruce Lee being a dragon. So anyways, so thanks so much again. And again, follow everyone on social media and check out the store, buy some stuff, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week. And John, not to spoil everything, there will be a dragon-themed thing happening next week. So
With actual dragons, John.
actual dragons. So all right, thanks everyone.
All right,
See you guys.
Thank you.